Subscribe to Books on Toast or Pinkvilla will stop putting up Taimur Ali Khan photos. Hello friends, today we are going to review a really short book, and so this will be a really short review, and so all those of you who are constantly complaining about how long our videos are, stop. Today I'm going to talk about Shaheen Bhatt's new book, I've Never Been Unhappier. And disclaimer, Shaheen is a friend of mine, so I may be a little biased, but the truth is that if it was a shitty book, I would have never reviewed it. And you will find me here doing this again when Vivek's book comes out. So let's see what happens then, huh? Love you, Vivek. I've Never Been Unhappier is Shaheen Bhatt's memoir about living with depression. And because, a few days before this shoot was World Mental Health Day, and that was the day also of the book's release. And as soon as it came out, I immediately downloaded it because currently it's available only in ebook format on both Google Books and on Amazon Kindle. And I read it. It's 65 pages only. So I legit finished it in about an hour and a half. And it was an hour and a half of intense emotional turmoil. Shaheen is someone that I've known for a while. And I've also known one thing about her, which I think very few people actually do, that she has a superb, biting sense of humor. And she is one of the most amazing writers that I've ever known. So when I found out that she was going to write a book which would be a memoir chronicling her years of struggle with depression, I was already very excited because I knew that she would bring a certain poignancy to the subject that only someone who suffers from it can do. And in today's day and age where mental health is such an important topic and so many of us are trying to bring awareness to it and talk about it and destigmatize it, a book written by Alia Bhatt's sister with that kind of reach, priced at a nominal price of ₹15, is really an important step. So why I picked the book up? I picked the book up for all the reasons that I've already covered, so I will not repeat myself. I picked it up because it showed up on my timeline. So I'm like, hey, must read this. Also, it was 15 rupees. You know what you can do in 15 rupees in today's day and age? Nothing. Even vada pavs are 25 now. What the book is about? It's a searingly honest invite into the inner workings of Shaheen Bhatt's mind and what it has been like for her to live with depression since the age of 15. It opens with quotes from her own personal journal, and I cannot imagine the courage that must have taken for her to put those words out there in the public domain. She addresses the privilege that she is born with. So you know that she's aware that she has a lot of resources available to her that most people in this country don't even have. Having said that, it's still a great read if you are suffering from a mental illness, or if you have a friend or family member who is suffering from a mental illness, or you simply want to educate yourself for what it is like to live with a disease like that and you want to be more sensitive and a better human being. What I liked about the book was that Shaheen doesn't shy away from revealing anything. She talks about her suicidal feelings, she talks about her attempt at suicide, she talks about what it's like to grow up in a famous family, she talks about being under her sisters, her older sisters, her father's, her mother's shadow, and how she still emerged the strong and amazing person that she is today. What I like about the book is that it's incredibly well written and it hints at the kind of literary work she can do if she decides to do it. So I hope if you're watching The Shine, that someday you write a book that wins all the awards. What I disliked about the book perhaps was that it was too short. I would have liked a bit more context to her life. I would have liked to know a little bit more about everything else that she grappled with in her life while dealing with depression, because that would have put it into perspective for people who are trying to go through everyday lives and how the disease wreaked havoc in those lives. You'll like this book if you don't like reading really long books. You will definitely like this book. It's, like I've said before, it's really short and it's really heartfelt and you'll finish it really quickly. You'll also really like this book if you like young adult books like All the Bright Places, The Hate You Give, Everything. Anything that takes you inside a person's brain and shows you what it's like to have not a normal one. If you like reading that stuff, you will like reading this book. Don't read this book if, actually, you know what? Read this book. Whether or not you are suffering from a mental illness that you know of, or you know someone who is, it doesn't matter. chances are that you'll read this book and you'll be able to either help yourself or someone else. A WHO study conducted in 2015 says that over 5 crore Indians are living with depression. And I mean, if that's the number in 2015, I'm sure it has grown now. And these are only the reported cases. The kind of social stigma that accompanies having a mental illness in this country means that most of us don't even go looking for treatment, much less even acknowledge that we may have a disease. So yeah, I think this book is very important and should be read by as many people as possible, whether or not they are readers. Also, because this was a book about depression, I'm wearing a shirt with cats on it. See? See, so cute. Kitties. Kitties. Share this video because you're nice people. Comment below and tell us what you think. Tell us which book we should review next. We are always looking for suggestions. And also, subscribe to Books on Toast. Okay? Okay, bye.